as the climate change gets hotter and all the rest of it, as glaciers melt, which are fresh water, as those reservoirs of fresh water are disappearing, becoming drier and drier, and desertification and all these other crises of our foods, not only our ecological system, but our food system, are becoming a very apparent struggle. How do we value the resource of fresh water that has been given to us?
Historians date the major turning point in humanity's impact on the environment to the Industrial Revolution of the 17 and 1800s. Suddenly, humanity's ability to impact and manipulate nature became unprecedented. Now, a new human technology presents a form of pollution that is only beginning to be understood.
Pharmaceutical pollution or drug pollution is kind of a new concern that we are beginning to think about. They've done some studies and have found like 100 of our pharmaceutical drugs have been found in the aquatic ecosystems. We do see lots of indications that it does disturb the aquatic ecosystems, particularly aquatic insects and aquatic fish.
There was a survey conducted in the streams and lakes in the United States that really looked at pharmaceutical and personal care products to see if there were residual pharmaceuticals that were ending up in our waterways. And I was absolutely shocked to see the long list.
There is point source and non-point source pollutions. Much of the drug pollution is probably coming primarily from human use of those drugs or the inappropriate disposal of it, flushing it down your toilet. When you take a drug, you urinate, that gets into the water system. Another type is point source, and that's where we know exactly where that chemical is coming into the ecosystem, and that's usually have large factories are actually producing these drugs and discharge it directly into the water.
One of the problems is there are many of them that are endocrine disruptors, which means that they interfere with sexual differentiation between male and female, even in small little organisms, insects and invertebrates that live in streams.
One of the interesting drugs, which would be a drug pollution, is birth control medication that women use. When you take it, you discharge it in your urine and then it's flushed down in the toilet into the sewers and stuff like that.
When we speak about pollution, I think it's really a question of what is it changing in the environment that either helps or harms the necessary fabric of that ecosystem.
The problem of environment that we are facing today is intergenerational problem.
The younger generations are beginning to stand up and speak out. They are saying enough is enough. We must move beyond awareness and words and into action. And the time to act is now.
So many factors are responsible, but at the base of it is a human activity.
How do we change and integrate those lifestyle habits, much like we do with eating, much like we do with energy consumption? Why can't we learn about doing that with water consumption?
If we start implementing these simple measures, simple change will begin to happen.
The more we discharge, the more we pollute our waterways, we pollute the whole world because water goes everywhere.
Ultimately, we need to understand that we are not standing up for nature. We are nature standing up for itself. This is the one planet we've got, and it's time we begin treating Earth like what it is, our common home.